Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Anne Manera. Welcome to today's live color along. We're here today on Monday, November the 18th, and we are coloring with just a number 2 pencil today. One of my favorite color alongs, and if you've done this before, you know that the results with just a number 2 pencil are completely stunning. And if this is your first time joining us for a live color along using a number 2 pencil, you are in for a surprise because it's amazing. It always amazes me what a number 2 pencil can actually do. Don't you think, Scarlett? Scarlett's here with me this morning, of course, saying hello, hello, hello. So good morning, everyone. Good morning, Cheryl. Hey, Jean Mellinger. What's going on, my friend? Good morning, Sharon. I hope you're going to be able to do voice check today. Can you do sound check for us today, Sharon? Mamie's here with us this morning. Good morning, Bridget. Who else has joined us this morning? Maybe someone that hasn't made a comment. Yvonne is here with us this morning. Good morning, Yvonne. Yvonne, I was actually just thinking about you yesterday, so... lately it seems like if I think of something, it appears. The other day I was looking at a mug in a store and I thought to myself, gee, that's a nice coffee mug. I should buy that. The next day I came home and I broke my favorite coffee mug. So I need to start thinking of better things than that, right? Maybe I need to, hey Alice, what's happening? Lisa's here with us this morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Trish. So we're going to give it a few minutes for the room to fill and for everyone to get settled. We are still working on our schedule. This is really only the 5th color along from Color Along Volume 13. And today's page is near and dear to my heart because today's page is a page that is from Scarlett's books. Both of my dogs, all of my dogs actually, that I've past and present, have a book. And if they don't have a color book, they have a kid's book. So this is Scarlett's view, and it's everything that Scarlett sees out the window. And Scarlett thinks I'm talking to her because I'm saying her name. Sharon's going to live up to her badge. Jamie's here with us this morning. Good morning, Jamie. So let's give everyone some time to go rummage through the junk drawer and look for a number 2 pencil. And we're going to get started in just a couple of minutes. Let's get the doggies a bone. Good morning, Melody. Hey, Mary Hannah's with us this morning. Good morning, Mary. So let's get the dogs a bone. I'm going to make sure that everyone has a number 2 pencil, sharpen them. I've got a variety of them this morning. And we're going to get started in just a minute. Good morning, Karen. We're not answering that. Bonnie. Hey, Bonnie Hughes. So I've got a variety of number 2 pencils this morning, and let me just kind of open it up onto a white page. They're all number 2, but different brands. This is my Ticonderoga, Dixon Ticonderoga Black with the black eraser. I love that pencil. It's my favorite. I have a Dixon Oriole, and I don't know what this is. It's worn out. I guess these are just, Jot. These are Jot from the dollar store. Not that great, but they're okay. And the reason why I have a few is because when you use just a number 2 pencil, you can actually get a bunch of different results. So I am going to, let's flip to the page that we're on today. Here we go. We are on this page, which is from my friend Scarlett's book, Scarlett's View. And let me give you a little bit of a history behind this page in this book, and we can do a quick flip through of this book. Scarlett is very nosy, and we call her the Mrs. Kravitz of the dog world. And she likes to look out the window and be nosy and bark and tell us what's going on in the neighborhood. So this is what Scarlett sees in her imagination, and her picture's on the front of it. In her imagination when she's looking out the window. So looking out the window makes Scarlett so happy. Makes me so happy is what Scarlett's trying to tell us. And if you flip through this book, the first page just kind of has these little thumbnails of everything that's in the book. And then the book is drawn in the horizontal position. The horizontal position. And each page features what Scarlett may see outside the window. Now, not every single thing in this book is actually realistically out the window or in her view, but it's what her head sees. So this one has a birdhouse, and every page is set up the same with the curtains on each side, and the pattern of the curtains changes, and then there's the windowsill. So on the next page we see bees. There's 24 pages to color in this book. It's an 8.5 by 11 inch book. And there's 2 copies of every page to color. So here's a cardinal, big gigantic bird. Apparently she's got a close-up view of this particular page, this particular book on that window. Birdhouse again. And here's a sailboat. No, a sailboat does not float by my window, but it would be nice if it did, right? A bus. Good morning, Beth Turner. Good morning, Dawn. Feel free to share this color along out to the rest of the world if you would like. Here's a butterfly kind of flying by. A car. Kind of looks like my car a little bit. Maybe not. Yeah, a little bit. A fence. And again, the curtains all kind of change. Here's some flowers that are here. Somehow this is just like the view of the neighborhood. She's very nosy. Does anybody else have a nosy dog or a nosy pet that likes to just kind of look out the window and tell you what's going on? You know, if Scarlett barks about something, there's something to be barked at. That's all I know. So she is like, got this watchdog business, I think, going on. She needs a badge. Who needs a badge? Scarlett needs her own little name tag. I'm going to get Scarlett her pencil, actually. She dropped it. What's happening, Scarlett? Oh. I see what happened, Scarlett. Here, honey. Here you go, babe. Hey. Okay. Hey, Barb. And here's the page that we're coloring today, which is in the Color Along Volume 13 book. Snowman. I left the snowman so you can kind of add your own bells and whistles to that. A squirrel kind of walking on the wire. We definitely have those walking out my window. And some more birdhouses. Here's a tent because we're camping out there. Trash can. Hey, Lynn Miller. Trisha's saying I have 5 of them. 5 of what? What do you have 5 of, Trish? You know what? I have to tell you guys. Hey, there's a huge delay in these Facebook Live videos. There's a, and here's the first page, and it goes on to give you duplicate pages so you can share with a friend or you can color twice. Okay. Yeah, big delay in these color along videos because I think we counted 19 seconds. That's a long time. A lot can happen in 19 seconds. Don't you agree? Think about the things that can happen in 19 seconds. All right. So here is our page that we're coloring today, and just a number 2 pencil. We're all about using different types of shading. The only disadvantage to this, or kind of a drawback to this, is that just keep in mind that wherever you place your hand on top of what you've already colored with the number 2 pencil is going to actually have some graphite or some lead onto the side of your hand. So you could easily just kind of place a maybe a piece of paper or a piece of tissue paper over the area that you colored so that doesn't happen. But if you're okay with getting your hands dirty, then this is the color along for you. So the first thing we're going to do is get started with, I'm going to get started with these blades of grass. And I'm going to start with the heavier pressure, just like we would do with a regular good old colored pencil, with the heavier pressure at the bottom part of the blade of grass. And then as I get to the top, we are going to lighten up and ease up on the pressure that I'm giving the pencil so it gets lighter. The other thing that you can do too is you can take away with the eraser. So that's always fun. Use your eraser as kind of a tool. So I've got my heavy pressure here, and then I've eased up into that blade, into the tip of the blade of the grass. Imagine if grass was this big. It's gigantic, isn't it? But don't forget, this is kind of like a close-up version of what Scarlett is looking at. Who knows? Maybe blades of grass really do look this big in the dog's world. First, certainly for a bug, right? Dogs looking out the window and barking at anything that moves, including grass. Oh, yeah. Isn't it crazy how much they bark? Hey, Chris. Mary says, I have a good friend, nosy neighbor, who knows when I'm awake, asleep, my lights being on. We all have those people, right? We all have those crazy, nosy neighbors that are like that. You know, they always say, like, go check on your neighbors, right? Like when there's going to be a storm or something. Like, know your neighbors. Know what's happening. We always have crazy neighbor stories. How about people that have names for their neighbors, right? You have nicknames for your neighbors. We all have that. Melanie and I were talking about this the other day. We all have nicknames to our nicknames. Or hey, happy birthday, Heather Berger. That's right, happy birthday. Everyone wish happy birthday to Heather Berger. We all have nicknames for our crazy neighbors, don't you think? I have to just kind of pivot my page, Lynn. Who we call maybe, I mean, I have Leaf Blower Man. Hopefully he's going to be quiet today. But there's all other crazy neighbors. Does anybody else have names for their crazy neighbors that we watch out the window? Or you? I have one neighbor that I start to wonder if they have like a peephole inside their. I call it like her house is. I say the house is sealed up like a tuna can. I'm gonna just kind of give this window frame a really heavy pressure. So see how the difference we just made with that? How much that really kind of looks like not. I mean, look how dark that looks, right? Compared to this light section. I'm going to pivot around because I don't want my hand to get on that section there. But look at the difference. Isn't it amazing? It's kind of like a monochromatic type thing. I always joke around when I'm doing this type of color along that I'm going to get a stick from a tree, set it on fire, and color with the end of the charred stick. I haven't done that yet. Maybe we need to try that. We might have to say, like, do not try this at home, disclaimer, right? Heather, how are you celebrating? Captain Caveman. Lisa's given us the nicknames of her neighbors. Captain Caveman, Stripes, and Uncle Jesse are my surrounding neighbors. Isn't it funny? I just have Leaf Blower Man right now. We used to have, well, I mean, it's not very creative, but we used to call him the Crazy Man because he used to walk around doing crazy things. Nothing was as crazy as the day that he walked outside his house, walked right down the front steps completely naked. That was the craziest part. That was probably the craziest thing. And then there was another day where this other lady, who we used to call the witch, she had an argument with him apparently, and she was chasing him down the street with a broom. And I didn't know that she had this broom that she chased. I mean, she wasn't called the witch because she was chasing him with the broom. She was called the witch for other reasons. But boy, that witch really, that name, the witch, really, really fit as she chased him with the broom. It was funny. So I've got a few different pencils, right? So I'm going to switch over to my Dixon Oriole. And if I lay it on its side, kind of on its angle, I can achieve this kind of pressure here, this kind of gradation. Is anyone here that's never colored with a number 2 pencil before? Is this your first time? Is this your like, is this like a first time thing for you? Just resting and relaxing. Awesome, Trish. Awesome, Heather. Melody saying, I have the Mayor, Mr. Ugly, Mr. Fix-It, and Tweedledee and Tweedledum. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Isn't it funny? I'm sure that, actually, I used to have a neighbor that called my dogs the Brigade. They had a nickname for it, and I found out because this kid that lived there told me about it. She said, like, you know, little kids, they tell your secrets. And she told me that it's the Brigade. I guess because they barked a lot. I never knew that. I've got kind of a little bit of a... I don't want that there. That little something something that was on there. And then I've got my... let's do the... let's use the Jot one with this one right here. So sometimes they're a different color. And I'm just going to kind of give it a little bit of a scribbly kind of line there. And then for the top of it, I'm going to go a little bit darker. And on the side, I'm going to go darker. And in the front part, I'm going to go really light. And I'm going to lean it on its side like we did with that other one. I don't really know what that should say. Maybe it should say like, enter at your own risk type thing, right? Then for this section here, we've got that line kind of in the middle. If I do a darker pressure here with this Jot one versus the Ticonderoga black pencil that I used, So as you vary the pencils, you can certainly make a make a huge difference in gradation. The other thing you can do is you can add some dots. Pencil versions. I didn't want to say it, Lynn, but pencil versions, you're right. Are there any pencil virgins here today? Not virgins. Alice says, I only know of one of my neighbors, and they are Tom and Jerry, and that are really first names. Do they look like Tom and Jerry from the cartoon? I have to think of what other names there are. Let's see. There used to be, well, you know, a lot of people have moved. But isn't it crazy how you have, like, you know, the mayor. Well, we had the mayor, but the mayor moved. So I don't know. We're mayorless. We're mayorless. Laughing at myself, Bridget, saying, I really just blew on my phone screen trying to help you out. You know, the other day I was doing something, Bridget, that makes me think of this. The other day I was doing something, and you know when you're on a phone and you get your finger to make it go bigger and you go like this, like to expand it? And I was trying to call, I think I was drawing something, and I wanted to see it closer, and I started to go like this, like I was going to expand what was there. Isn't that crazy? Jamie's saying we live in an apartment building, and we have 3 neighbors that have dogs, and these apartments are all remodeled inside, so I don't get it. So we call them dog whisperers because we never see them, but we hear them. Oh, that's funny. They're in there, though, right? I'm going to color this with a dark pressure for these kind of half circles here. Everybody has crazy names for neighbors. I wonder what people call me. What do you think? What do you think your neighbors call you? That would be kind of interesting, wouldn't it? I can't imagine. You know, there's some houses that have kids around me that I think, where are the kids? We know they have kids, but we never see them and we never hear them. Kind of like those dogs, Jamie. A lot of pivoting today, Lynn. So what else is everyone doing on this Monday? It's kind of like wintry outside my house today. It's not snowing, but it is kind of wintry. Kind of has a winter feel to it. I don't know what it is. Mary is saying, I spent the first 9 years growing up in the Bronx. We got to say it like that. Mary, I would love to have a conversation with you because do you have a really, you must have a Bronx accent. Do you really have a Bronx accent? Little old ladies would sit on their folding chairs, taking it and gossiping about everyone in the building. Bridget's the hermit. Yes, you could do dots too. Yes, Alice. I was thinking about putting some dots on the curtains. I'm going to go really light right here, kind of in every other thing. And the other thing I want to do is kind of erase what I did here. I mean, you can also leave things white. So I'm going to leave the dots that are there. Do I have a brush? I don't think I do. I'm going to leave my dots that are here with white. I'm not going to color that in. And then I'm going to take this other pencil, which I don't, is this the Oriole one? Here it is. And do another, kind of another pressure. There we go. Another pressure like that. And then for these every others that I just did, I'm going to go back in and add a really heavy pressure to fill in these little tiny circles. Lynn's going to Jiffy Lube. Oh, that is exciting. That's very exciting. Didn't you just go to Jiffy Lube just recently, Lynn? I'm keeping track of Lynn's oil changes now. No, did you? Was it you that just told me they went to Jiffy Lube like, I don't know, last week? Or was that somebody else? Pivoting pointillism with pencils. I'm not saying it 5 times, Jamie. I'm not going to fall into that trap. Okay, I'm going to just erase what's here. And I think I want to leave, see this part right here? I'm going to leave that white. But I do need to, we got this dark color here. Now I'm going to do a heavy pressure again for the face of the windowsill. The face of the, is this called the sash? Oh, that would be what's underneath it, right? It's called the sash. I'm taking some time to get back to coloring. I'm working on some mushrooms. You know, speaking of which, my Mushroom Mania color along on Friday, right? We had a Mushroom Mania color along on Friday, and I had there's a contest going where you can submit your finished page to enter to win a copy of that book. No one has entered. Has anyone entered and not placed it in maybe the right place? Oh, it was you that went to Jiffy Lube. Okay, for your ear and your ties. All right, Lynn. See, I'm not losing my mind. Okay. You know what happened to me last week? I put windshield washer fluid in my car that I had bought at the dollar store. Never again. And it froze. So I had to finally, the next day, it was actually thawed out because it was warm enough. So I sat there in my driveway, washing my making the windshield washer fluid come out to use it up because I had to get it out of there, because all I'm thinking to myself is, well, this is a terrible time for this to freeze. I can't go through the whole winter like this. So I had to empty the whole thing, and I had to go buy a different one. Can you believe it? You can't put pictures in the event. Really? That happened to somebody else. Really? I will have to fix that. Did you have a page that you wanted to enter? Lynn is saying that everybody already has the book. Let me see. Would that be you, Lynn? Sharon, that would be you, right? Isn't it crazy? All right, I've got to find the event page so that we can figure out what happened here. You know, sometimes I don't know why that happens. Do you think it's because it's over? Do you think that's why, Heather? The only, you know what? Oh, only admins can post. Oh, sorry about that, you guys. All right, I changed it. So if you have a page that you would like to pop into the event page, I guess I should put a link here, right? For Mushroom Mania color along that we did on Friday. You're gonna call me washerwoman? I hid, Lisa. I hid. I wore, like, you know, glasses with the nose and the mustache. I guess you're not entered, Sharon. I don't know. Maybe if you you have an in with me, I'll be able to get you entered. I don't know. I just fixed it. So you can enter. Here's the link. Enter your... Too many messages popping up right now. Enter your finished page here. I wish that it was that everyone already had a copy of the book, Lynn, but I don't think that is the case. I posted a status about not being able to post in events. Okay, so here's the deal with not being able to post in events. When you set up an event, as the person setting up the event, it has to be set up so that you have to select something that says you can post. And apparently I did not. But the other thing is that you have to have been selected going to the event. You know what I mean? Does that make sense, Jamie? I have to pivot my page here. So I'm starting with a heavy pressure here, and then I'm easing up to get here to my light pressure as I go to that section. And then you can also kind of go back in and erase a little bit just to kind of get even more. Here is my, curtain tie back. My dogs are always making my curtains be the wrong way, you know? Scarlett is not very neat when it comes to the curtains. Paisley looks out the window a little bit, but not as much as Scarlett. Hey, how about the people that won from yesterday from Nola's Color Along? Jean Mellinger. Who else won yesterday? Carol Blaze. It can be any... you can have any mushroom page. It's fine. Lisa. Lisa's asking, does it have to be any mushroom page? You can enter any mushroom page. That feature is a new, it's not a new feature, Heather, but it apparently is a new feature that is the default setting. It used to not be a default setting. What I do most of the, when I set up an event, I usually use a previous event and I duplicate it so that I don't have to worry about my settings. But I guess maybe I didn't do that for that one. So post those pages for the Mushroom Mania color along by the end of the day today. And I'll announce the winner tomorrow in a post. I'll post it to announce the winner. Hey, I was thinking of doing a, what do you guys think about this? I was thinking of doing a countdown to Christmas page where there's a little mini, I've got to really pivot this. Hang on, Lynn, I'm pivoting. I was thinking of doing a countdown to Christmas page where there's a little drawing for each day. Should I show you? You guys want to see it? I'll print it while we're together. Let me see if I can find it. Hey, Diana. You have to turn it off. Yes, Heather. You have to make sure you go back in and unclick that. Click that so that you don't have that option, you know? It's a pain in the neck. I guess it's a different thing. Oh, Heather won a book too. Congratulations, Heather. Jean Mellinger won one, right, Jean? And I have the book that I have the book that's getting shipped to Jean, so I'm going to be shipping that out. I'm going to put everything together today, Jean. Usually if you order something from me or if something has to get shipped from me, it's usually on a Monday. I actually bought wrapping paper last night to wrap all of the Secret Santa gifts. That's going to be fun. So you can't. So if there's still time to sign up for Secret Santa, I mean, there's plenty of time. We have until December 3rd to sign up. Trying to find this Christmas thing I was telling you about. I guess I don't have it. I thought I had it, but I guess I don't. Listen to Paisley. Paisley is moaning and groaning because I don't even know why she's moaning and groaning. Paisley, you're becoming a moaner. Moaning and groaning, my friend. All right, I can't show you this thing right now because I can't find it. The car coloring page, did you enter it, Sharon? Did you enter that page on the event page? Paisley, you didn't enter your page either? What's the matter, Paisley? Stop doing that, please. Stop making that crazy noise. You're fine. All the cows in the world are saying, what the heck is that? This is just kind of on the edge. I can't find that Christmas page. I have to relook. I have to look. I deleted a whole bunch of stuff from my computer. Every once in a while, I go through a delete page, right? Oh, really? Said Alice. He's having a hip replacement today? Well, I hope everything goes well. Congratulations to all the winners. You are right. Can you hear her, Heather? Paisley. Paisley was in trouble last night making noises like this. She was not being good. Right, Paisley? Doesn't this kind of look like a castle? It kind of reminds me of a castle. I'm going to move on to this section here. Going to get Paisley to stop making this crazy noise. Paisley. Here, why don't we switch, okay? Here, take this, and you take this. I'm going to leave this part white here, just like I left the other section white. Boy, it really feels like it's going to snow here today. I can't even believe it. It really feels very wintry. Don't you think, Sharon? Sharon, does it feel wintry and snowy? I entered on the color along page where you saw it. Oh, that was on the group page. You know, we've got to figure out another way to have entries for color alongs like that. I don't know what to do. It's very confusing. It's confusing for me. It's confusing. Dawn Boyer and I were talking about what to do with this, and we're not really sure what to do. We don't know what to do. Anybody have any ideas? It feels wintry there too, Chris? Yeah, it's like I don't know what it is. Yesterday it was funny because I was with the dogs in the backyard, and we were talking like we usually do, right? Like you usually do with your dogs. And I said to Heather, these dogs are characters. I said to the two dogs, boy, it really looks like it's going to snow. And I don't know why all of a sudden I just said, boy, we're going to have a foot of snow tonight, you guys. It's going to snow. And I'm telling them this whole story, which was a lie, that it was not going to snow 12 inches, thank God. And we went in the house, and it wasn't even really very cold out. About an hour later, all of a sudden, it got so cold. And guess what was falling from the sky? Snow. Did you see it snowing yesterday, Sharon? Snow. Snow was falling from the sky. It was like, I mean, maybe it wasn't, maybe there was, because I was going to the store when it was happening. And when I left my house, it was like, I got like, I don't know, a block away. And I actually said to myself, maybe I need to go home. Maybe I need to go home because it looks like it's going to be a blizzard today, a really bad snowstorm today. And then I got about a mile away and it stopped. So how crazy was that? It was like, boy, talk about attracting what you were talking about, law of attraction. I need to start attracting money. Next thing I need to start saying, let's go look at all those $100 bills in my wallet. And when I open my wallet, they'll be all in there. Maybe I should try that instead. All right, Sharon is saying there has to be an easier way to post. I don't know how to get to the event page and post. I hate technology. Yeah, it was flurrying. It was like a frenzy, wasn't it, Sharon? It was crazy. That was right before I said it's going to be a big snowstorm tonight. We're going to get 12 inches of snow. So maybe I called the weather gods and said, that's it. There's going to be snow. My dogs love the snow. They love to play in it. I remember one year we had gotten a couple of feet, right? Left them out. And I've got to go get... Well, I want you to stop attracting snow, Sharon said. We need to attract something else, Sharon. I can think of a list. I can think of about 5 things I would like to attract more than snow, right? Maybe we should start doing like a morning session of let's attract what we want into our life. Are you a believer of the law of attraction? I am. Do you believe that what you think about, I mean, the snow is a little extreme, but do you believe that what you think about, you manifest and it enters into your life? And if you think negative thoughts, I can think of a few things that I would like to happen this week that maybe I should think positive thoughts about and think that happening. It's like you go to a store and you're looking for a parking space. Do you visualize a close space? A space close to the door? If you want to park close to the door, that is. I do. We didn't have snow yet, says Mary, but some neighboring towns did. Yeah, it was crazy. It was just like this flurry of snow. Chris wants to attract a new neighbor that I saw last week. Ooh, Chris. I have watched the movie The Secret, Jamie. I have. I actually listen. I also listen to this podcast called the Law of Attraction Radio Network. Her name is Jules Johnson. Have you ever listened to that podcast, Jamie? I watched The Secret long ago, before The Secret was possible. Yes, when you put back out into the universe, you get back, Sharon is saying. Yes, Dawn believes it too. Chris believes it. I believe it. What do you think? Do you think it actually works, though? Some people think that it's a bunch of hooey. Don't you think? But I think that you can kind of play around with it. I mean, the snow was like, oh my God. And then the mug that I was going to buy. And then I broke the mug. I should have bought it. How about visions? Do you have visions of things that happen and then they happen? All of a sudden, you're like, oh my God, I had a vision. I read the book, The Secret, too. I watched the book. I read the book. I have a lot of law of attraction things going on in my life. There's a lot of things I'd like to, you'd like to have the law of attraction play a role in for me. A lot of people think it's all about like attracting like abundance, but in the form of money, right? But it's not really about the form of money. It could be the form of abundance in, I don't know, different things. Doesn't have to just be money. All right, so I've got my background, right? So look at the difference. I didn't put any dots though, like Alice had wanted to do. I got awesome grades in nursing school, Chris is saying, by believing that I could. You know, it's funny because I did a painting. I've been painting with watercolors lately. And you listen to that podcast, Jamie? That's a really, really great podcast, isn't it? I have been painting with watercolors a lot lately. And I just recently painted Scarlet. I decided that I wanted to attempt painting a dog. And I'm not good at painting animals or people at all, but I decided to give it a try with the watercolor. And I was talking to my mom about it actually, and I said, I don't really know if I can do this. And she just looked at me and said, well, do you believe that you can? And I said, I don't know. Believe it, and you'll be able to do it. So, what are we doing with all the ones, Trish? 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Sharon says the only thing I didn't was my intent to enter a contest, but I didn't get entered. There you go. Thank you, Heather. Yeah, I did that rose. It's kind of more like a water lily. Is that the one you're talking about? I did a couple of them over the past. I did a cabin just recently. I could show you if you're interested. If anyone wants to see them, I can show you guys. I've got my Ticonderoga black right now, and I'm going to go with the back. With my background, I'm going to put this in the background. I usually paint with acrylics, but I've been painting with watercolors. We've been kind of fooling around with it. And fooling around with it is exactly the word, because, you know, watercolors are not easy at all. So, hey, Alexandria, I thought you were calling me earlier. Yeah, it's a lot of practice. A lot of practice, Heather. Does anybody else here paint with watercolors? It's not an easy thing because you have to use water as like one of the colors. And you have to be able to control the water. So, plus the other thing is that paint what you love, right? Melody, I was talking to Melody about this. Paint what you love. Remember when I said that to you, Melody? The flower with the pink background is awesome. Thank you. I'll show you guys what I did. Let me see if I have them with me. I'll show you all. This was the first one that I did a couple of weeks ago. We did this. I did this one. This is a cabin. And I did that one in watercolor. But then I switched this painting and did it in a different medium. So this was the first one I did, was this cabin. And so this was the first one. It's kind of giving you like a weird, and then I flipped paint at it, flipped white at it, to make it look like it was in the middle of a snowstorm. But then I took it a step further and I did the same painting with acrylics. And so look at the huge difference. There's a huge difference between the painting that was done in watercolor versus the painting that was done in acrylic. And then the painting that was done in acrylic, I think I added a little bit of a different color there at the bottom. So it had a little bit of a different color. And then what's going to happen with these watercolor paintings that I've been working on, and with a lot of my latest paintings, because there's a lot of paintings that are available as part of the Secret Santa giveaway. And I I've been working on some new paintings that are making their way to my website, and they're available as prints. So for instance, you can get this this cabin as a print on paper that's available on my website, and rather than selling the originals because it's much too expensive. And eventually, you think, Heather, I don't know, this was my first attempt. So my second attempt was this one, was this this flower. And so eventually I'd like to turn this into kind of like a box set of a variety of greeting cards, and just not sure how I'm going to print them, if I'm going to kind of print them at home and kind of assemble them myself. We talked about I talked about it with a few people in one of the groups that was about maybe printing them and assembling on my own card, on a card itself, so it was kind of a glued type thing. So that one was done. So this one was done with Sperrfarben watercolors, and then I also used an Arteza, a couple of Arteza watercolor pencils to kind of get those fine lines. And then this is kind of one that I'm still working on, kind of playing around with, are these little roses. Did you see this one, Heather, when you said the roses? I don't know if you saw this one yet. Jamie's saying, I just received some Praying watercolor paints to review and try for free. The Praying is a good product. I love those. I haven't tried them yet, so I'm so excited. Have you heard of them? I have heard of Praying, and Praying is a really, really nice product. As a matter of fact, they sell Praying colored pencils at CVS and Rite Aid, I think. And I always kind of look at them. They're not that expensive at all, but they're a good product. Praying has been around for a very, very long time. I used to have Gouache by Praying. Gouache is a little bit different than watercolor. Gouache to me is more of an opaque watercolor, and it's a little bit of a kind of a in-between medium of watercolor and acrylic. You know, so this one here is just kind of this rose one. I'm just kind of playing around with it. And hey, thank you, Sharon. Sharon says, I love the idea of greeting cards. I would definitely buy them. You know, it's really expensive. I should open a painting store. Well, I have a lot of paintings on my website, Marianne, so I kind of do have a painting store. It's really expensive to print the print greeting cards and have them printed. Like my very rock bottom, I'm going to tell you right now, my very rock bottom price that I found for watercolor, for greeting cards, box set of the same card, was my cost was going to be $17 with shipping. That's crazy. So I want to figure out a different way that I can possibly do it, because it's expensive. It's like a print on demand one. And this is the one, so I'm still kind of working on this one. This is kind of my like practice one, I guess, just to kind of work on that. And then the other one that I have is this one that I did of Scarlet. And I did this one actually last night. So this is my very first attempt of a dog. I'm really confused about the eyes. I like the softness of the watercolors too, Heather. I like the speed of them. And the paper that I'm using is a Canson watercolor paper. It's a cold press paper, so it's not as doesn't have as much of a tooth to it. It's kind of hard. It's very thick. So this is the one that I have of my friend Scarlett. So I think it captures her essence and captures the being of who she is. I just don't, and I don't want to point out what I don't like about it, but what I don't like about it is I don't like the eyes. So I'm really confused about where to go next with the eyes. So I'm learning this. This is totally new to me. I'm not claiming to be an expert at all about this. And I just want to kind of hone my skills with it, I guess. I don't know. I guess the next one is going to be to paint Paisley. But I was saying that I was talking to Melody, and we were talking about, thank you very much, Sharon. Thank you, Lisa. I was talking about, thank you, Lynn. I was talking about paint what you love. And I had this conversation with Melody. I think Melody's still here. I'm not sure if she's still here with us today. But I was thinking about that this morning. And Melody had said to me, I love butterflies and flowers. I think, you like the eyes, Heather? I don't know. It's weird. I'm going to go back to coloring. But thank you, guys. It's always fun showing everybody stuff. So Melody and I were talking about, and I don't know if it was flowers and butterflies or not, but whatever it was. And I just said, and she said, I like those, but I'm having trouble drawing those. And I think what I needed to rephrase that as is don't necessarily, thank you, Trish, don't necessarily paint what you love, but paint what's in your heart. Does that make sense? So draw or paint or whatever is something that is in your heart, that is close to your heart, that's dear to your heart. And then what will end up, I mean, you could love butterflies, but how much do you love butterflies? Hey, Kristen. You think that's my calling, Heather? I don't know. Well, you know, Dawn Boyer made a comment on one of the paintings that I posted. I think it was that big flower. And she made a comment that said, where have you been hiding this talent? And I laughed because before I started coloring books, I painted. I've always painted. Painting is really kind of my first love. I would rather paint than draw. And sometimes when I'm coloring, I feel like I'm coloring in a painterly way. Does that make sense? Like, that's why I like chalk pastels or oil pastels. But I never claimed to be really good at... All right, so Melody. So those are your favorite things, right? But what is really deep inside your heart? What has captured your heart? What do you love deep inside your heart? Or maybe it's something that, so for example, say there's a person that's close to you, close to your heart, and that is something that is really something that you truly love, and that is in your heart. But maybe you can't really paint that person's face, and maybe you're really not good at painting a portrait of someone. But maybe you could actually paint something or draw something of something that they loved, and that they loved in their heart. You know what I'm talking about? They remind you of them. I hope that makes sense. The difference between painting what you love versus painting what you love deep inside your heart. Heather, that makes sense? Kristen's here with us this morning. Haven't seen Kristen in a long time. I don't know if it's my calling yet, Heather. I don't know. It's just, I think that sometimes when you have to try too hard, maybe it's not. Heather says, I love the watercolor cards sold individually for sending as special gifts. Well, that's what I was kind of thinking of, is that I would do them as prints and sell them as individual cards, because it's kind of hard to sell them as a box set. It becomes very expensive, and I don't really want to sell them as original cards, because then I'll be just like, that's just way too much. And of course, sometimes it's kind of hard to part with what you've drawn or created. Don't you think? It's kind of like, I don't know if I really want to give that up. All right, so I've got this background section here. So isn't it amazing what we can actually create with just a number 2 pencil? Pretty cool, huh? My preferences have changed as I started going to your color alongs. Really, Mary? In what way? You don't think I have the confidence, Heather? Well, I don't know. I mean, I do to a point, but what artist does have that much confidence? Don't you think that if you were the artist that just kind of had like a ton of confidence, that you'd kind of be like a snob? I mean, I think there's the difference between fine art versus performing art versus the person that can get up on stage. Because if you don't have confidence, how can you possibly get up on stage and perform, whether it's a play or singing or something, right? Jean says, my favorite thing to color is animals and Christmas cards. Yeah, cards cost a lot. I'll have to look at the prices though, Heather. You're right. All right, so there's my background. So I just kind of went with a little bit of a darker section as I got closer to that curtain there. So it just kind of became the wall. Thank God my walls are not this dirty. Now I'll have to look at this picture when I think to myself, boy, my house is dusty. I'll just look at this and go, wow, it's not that dusty. You never knew you liked grayscale. I know, grayscale is just so different. Jamie says, scan it in, have them all on a site, and everyone can pick the painting they want on their card and design their card on a site and have just one charge for it, and everyone can print their own. Oh, well, that's a good idea. I agree. I think you sell yourself short, Sharon is saying. Your talent amazes me, and I see it in everything you do. Thank you, Sharon. I'm going to, Sharon's going to make me cry. All right, so here is my finished piece. This is my finished page today. So again, this page is from Scarlett's View. Number 2 pencil today. I used a variety of them. I used a Ticonderoga Dixon, black with the black eraser. And then I used just a Jot pencil, Dollar Tree, do not recommend these pencils at all, by the way. When you sharpen them, they always sharpen to the side, but they're okay in a pinch. And then this is the Oriole Dixon. So different brand pencils will give you different results. Some of them are very, very black. Some of them are closer to brown, you know. Heather, $17 was the wholesale price. That was the wholesale price that was the lowest wholesale price I could get. I have to look at, contact a local printer and see what she can do for me instead. Okay, so this is Scarlett's View. So what is our next color along that we have coming up? We have another color along coming up next Monday because we're on the Monday circuit. And we're done with today's number 2 pencil. And next one we have is Blend and Shade. We'll be using colored pencils for this. This is next Monday, which is the 25th. Can you believe it's already going to be the 25th? Thank you, Melody. Thanksgiving. What are you guys doing for Thanksgiving? This crazy Thanksgiving to me. I think Thanksgiving is just too much food in the world. So we've got a color run coming up next Monday on the week of Thanksgiving. So hopefully you can join me for that. And that's about it. I'm not sure what else is happening. Post your finished page on the Mushroom Mania event page. I left the link. I'll pop it in again. Here's the link again. See if we can get that over there. There's the link again. And thanks so much for joining me today. Have a great day. Have a great Monday. Hope it doesn't snow where you are. I won't attract it. $5 or more for each card sold individually. Really? Interesting. And then that is a card that is printed, Heather, or is that's not a digital download, right? I guess it also depends on, I mean, it's just a... And you know what? I've submitted artwork to 2 local companies that are in the greeting card business, and have gotten denied from both of them. So it's hard. What medium next Monday? Trish is saying. Trish, it is going to be colored pencils. And then on the December calendar, which will be posted this week, will be I've added the mediums to that calendar because Trish asked me to do that, so I did that. Gina's saying Saturday is craft day. Saturday is the craft class that we have for the monthly membership people. And on Saturday at 10 a.m. we are doing a still life drawing class. So we're doing that live still life drawing class, and we're going to be working with charcoal. We're going to be working with charcoal, and you can use pencil, you can use colored pencil, you can use watercolor pencils if you want. Anything that's a soft type thing. So we're meeting on Saturday. In a store, really, Heather? Interesting. Yeah, I guess I don't get out much. I'll be practicing my watercolors for sure. That's what I'll be doing for the rest of the week. You know what? The colder months, I always like to paint more when it's a colder month. But this one is, I like both acrylic and watercolor. So I guess I'll be kind of flip-flopping between both of them. Okay, everyone. Thanks again for joining me today. I will see everyone soon. Have a great day.